Hello, everybody. Welcome back to PS. Let's talk about that. My name is Priya, and today Chanel's actually not here, and I'm not even putting this on YouTube, not necessarily filming it. I think we automatically have one that goes on YouTube, but we're not filming this or anything. Today I have a special guest. Who's my special guest?
Your special guest is David, your husband.
Yes, David, my husband.
So today PS stands for Priya and spouse.
Oh, that's good. Wow, still works. That's awesome.
It always works.
Yeah, that's really funny, actually. I wouldn't have thought that. That's perfect. It's been a minute. It's been like we ended up taking last week off again. I feel like prior to going into the new year, Chanel and I really like tried to game plan and like it's just like thrown out the window. Like all of our pre-recordings, like all these different attempts that we've been making. It's just been a struggle at the beginning of this year, guys. Forgive us. Bear with us. And I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to this, but February has just been like cold season. Just, I feel like a lot of people have gotten sick. You got sick before I did. You got actually sick in January, right?
Yes.
But I just feel like everybody's sick. So the reason that Chanel's not even here is actually because she got sick. Her kiddos got sick and then they took her down.
Yeah. Sean is still standing strong. Hang in there, Sean.
As far as we know. Sending her love, Sean. Sending her prayers.
And then you are finally recovering, but you've been sick for almost a month.
Almost a month, yeah. I think today would be like me going into the 4th week of being sick. I got a regular chest cold. It turned into a straight up sinus infection.
Gross.
It was awful. I've never felt like that much pain. I don't know. Do you ever get like sinus infections at all?
Not really.
So, I mean, my mom gets a lot of sinus infections and my mom has like allergy problems. Growing up, I never really had that much, but I feel like now as I've gotten older, I experience them a little more often. And now, like if I get a sinus infection, that hurts, dude. Like I couldn't, I just remember waking up in the morning sometime like 2 weeks ago and literally thinking, if I get up right now, if I move my head too quickly, it's going to explode. It felt so tight there. It felt like there was just so much pressure there. But anyways, all of that to say, sorry to everybody who listens or who anticipates episodes or who like checks in with us. We're always very grateful, but just please continue to be patient. We're trying our best to really like, I think, get out of this season and get back to just a schedule and just having things together. But I'm really excited to do this episode with you.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
And on behalf of your audience, we forgive you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. We will patiently await.
Thank you so much. If you hear noises in the background, we have our dogs here. Typically when Chanel and I are recording, we'll kind of figure that all out, but it's just David and I tonight.
And our dogs are not very, how should we say this, civilized.
They have no chill.
They have no chill. We had some pretty good food for dinner, which they are fully aware of and are lurking nearby in hopes of scraps. So you might hear some heavy breathing, some panting, maybe a cry
It's not one of us.
Maybe a cry of starvation. It's not one of us. It's one of them. So,
yeah. So one of the things that we had wanted to do in February was like a Valentine's episode with the husbands. And we wanted to do like that newlywed game. We thought it would be fun, but I don't even know if like I'm talking about a specific game. I'm just thinking like question and answer to see like how well do you guys know each other.
That's basically the newlywed game.
Right? I think it is. But we're not doing that in particular today. Today I just wanted to go through, I found like this thing of couples questions basically. And I don't know, I thought some of them were nice. I thought some of them were a little bit more thought-provoking and not necessarily just like, what's your nastiest habit? Or what's like, they didn't feel like too superficial. And I just felt like maybe we could have good conversation out of it because I think it would be nice to kind of check in with each other as a couple. I don't know. I think it would be cool.
It will be cool. It's a long list. We're going to pick and choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we reserve...
We go through every question today.
Yeah, bear with us. You're going to be with us for a couple hours, folks. I think also we will reserve the right to pass if we don't have an answer or don't like the question.
That's good. I like that you're setting up kind of an allowance for a boundary there.
Yep. I'll go first. I
Okay.
feel like you'll be able to answer this question a lot quicker and a lot better than me.
Okay.
Number one, how can I love you best in this season of life?
That's so funny. I was gonna ask you the same question.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be able to give a thoughtful answer. I'd probably just be like, I don't know.
I think you could give a thoughtful answer on that.
Yeah, sure. If I had, 15 or 20 minutes to think about it. Um, but I'll ask you how I can love you best in this season of life.
Um, so I think that this season of life has been challenging for me in terms of just my emotions. Over the last couple of years, I think I've gone through very extreme highs and lows emotionally, and so I think I have like some kind of like shell shock emotionally from all of that, and so I think I still kind of sit in, I don't know, a sense of like frantic emotions, I guess. And I think in this season, I just want to be reminded, like sweetly, I guess, that I'm loved, and just um have time with you, and have time where it feels um maybe a little bit like our, like the roots of our relationship, you know, where it feels like there's pursuing that's happening, or where it feels like fun and it feels light. um I think that would just be so refreshing to me. I think honestly that is like what this season of my life is asking for, is something that just feels light and refreshing and fun, and um even like passionate or joyful, or all those things, you know.
So you want to go to Chuck E. Cheese is what you're saying?
I don't. I actually saw a video recently about people talking about like their experience working there as teens, and how people just like do really gross things in a Chuck E. Cheese. So it really made me like rethink, like, oh, I don't think I would ever even take my kids there.
Yeah, enough said. I don't want my kids playing in a ball pit full of urine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you. And I do love you, and you are loved. The season has been a little crazy, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer.
All right, my question. Um, what is something small that really makes your day?
Something small that really makes my day. Moments with friends where I feel that they enjoy being friends with me. I have a small example would be, I got some friends at work, and we have a Microsoft Teams at work chat. So whenever the chat is lively, when people actually respond, and there's joking going back and forth, stuff like that makes my day. Moments with you where you'll unexpectedly just give me a hug or a kiss, or just show me some, in some small way that you love me or that you're affectionate to me. Uh, that stuff really. I feel like I'm a very relational person. I don't think people realize how relational and emotional I am.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Which is something that you've taught me. I think because I tend to make jokes or stuff like that, people think, oh, this guy likes to joke around. Like, if I mess with him, he'll probably like it. And then low key, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just moments where people, whether explicitly or implicitly, affirm that that they enjoy my friendship or my company, stuff like that, I think is what makes my day.
Yeah. I think the heart of that is really sweet, because it is one of those things, I think now in marriage, and in just witnessing your friendships, it's really weird. Like, I feel like I'm always really grateful when you have a friend who like has a sweet moment with you. And I was like, oh, thank God, like that fed him so much in my head, because it's true. I don't think people realize like you're a softie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're such a softie. Like I think you really value relationship, you really value friendship. And I think people don't realize how much it affects you when they just give you like a word of encouragement or when they give you um a sense of like joy in the relationship that they have with you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And on the inverse side of that, one of the biggest bummers for me is like, sorry, can we reschedule? I can't make it.
Mm.
That's always a bummer just because,
Mhm.
I feel refreshed when I see people and spend time with them. So yeah, definitely a softie. If you don't believe me, poke my belly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, my next question for you. Along the same vein, slightly different, what
Okay.
makes you feel refreshed after a long day?
Hmm. I think honestly, probably like a game. I think like recently that's something that um I have really come to enjoy and just like be okay with enjoying. I think so. I grew up, obviously, I'm technically an only child, but I grew up with certain people in my life that I genuinely consider to be like brothers. There's like a family that we're very close to, and I have two people in my life that I consider them my older brothers. Um, and they thankfully also honestly act like I'm their baby sister. Like we are very close to one another. Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah. Shout out to Sunny and Showith. Love you guys. But they loved gaming. When I was little, they always had they had Tekken and like all these different games that I got introduced to. And my parents did not let me game. If anything, my dad would always give me like educational games. And when you're a kid,
Boring.
yeah, like you don't want educational games. Like I think if I had them maybe in addition to fun games, then I probably would have been like, "Oh, this is fine." But I think like if I ever brought out the idea that I wanted to play a game, like I think my dad was just like, "Okay, then that game's going to be an educational one." But yeah, so like they always had different games, and then getting older, I kind of fell off that boat and I didn't really like play anything. And then I think like later in high school I started playing The Sims, and that was I loved playing The Sims. Oh my gosh, like I used the cheats to get money. I would like max out skills. I would make them like super successful. I would kill some of them.
Oh my god.
Yes. I would like it's like a classic thing in The Sims, right? Like you put them in a pool and then you take all the gear out. So they're just swimming. Until like the Grim Reaper comes. That's like always the thing, and it's always funny. Like there's music and then like it's just like tragedy, but it's funny somehow. And so
So you were just basically playing God.
yeah, but like a very mean god apparently like because even like when I would max out their skills, like I would sit them in the room. Like I would just like use cheat codes to like refresh them and just like sit them in a room until they became like level 10 at everything.
These poor Sims.
Yeah, it was like that was my method. Like every single time I played with new characters, I don't care who they were going to be a level 10 in every single skill, and it didn't matter like cuz they have needs, right? So they'll have like little bubbles that pop up where they're like, "Please, I need socialization." And I'd be like, "Not with this cheat code you don't." I would like refresh their meters, and then I would yeah, I would just like have them like stay in the thing until they became like level 10 and everything. And then I'd be like, "Okay, now live your life." Now that you're like amazing and a genius, now go ahead and live your life and
So
have new
so
experiences.
what you're saying is you were basically an Indian parent.
Yeah.
Not to hit too close to home for you.
I was like, "You're gonna be a genius. You're gonna stay in this room."
You can't have any friends. You can't play any games
Yeah.
unless they're educational.
Yeah, I'm Yeah, I'm sure if my dad could have done that in my life, he probably would have. He would have just like kept me in a room and like just done a cheat code on all my meters. He's like, love and affection, your meters are filled. Now keep studying. But yeah, like yeah, it's that was like my thing for the longest time. And then after that, like college, and I kind of like fell out of it again. I didn't really like pay much attention to anything. And then you and I got married, and I feel like you're you do like to game, but I wouldn't necessarily even call you like a heavy gamer.
No.
I feel like when you find something and then you get addicted.
Yeah.
Like our marriage was almost destroyed because of that one game that you played.
We won't mention that game here.
Yeah, but no, I'm just kidding. Like I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. Like I got to a
She's
point where
not
I was
kidding.
like, please stop playing this game. But that's a different story for a different day. We're totally fine.
Look at that. We're out of time, folks.
But I don't know, like I kind of started getting back into gaming. I think COVID hit and I was really into like Red Dead. Before that, I was into Batman. The
Arkham series.
Yeah, the Arkham series. I really liked that. And then recently, I've been super into cozy games. Like super into cozy games. I play Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Good game. Great game.
Yeah, so it's like so cute and just like I don't know, it's like all reward, no risk. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of like that's the season that I'm in my life. I'm like I want no risk and I want all rewards.
Just want a game with no drama.
Yeah, like no drama, just like a fun and cute game.
Yeah.
Cuz I love story games too, but like I don't want the stress. I don't want to feel like oh my gosh, like my character's life depends on like you know what I mean?
That's funny coming from someone who openly admitted she was just killing her Sims.
Yeah, that's true. I'm telling you, like, different seasons. I was so much more carefree back then.
I digress. You were saying.
Yeah, now I'm like a little anxious ball, so I need as calming of a game as possible.
You need a game where death doesn't even exist.
Yeah, basically. And so I have Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and then I have Disney's Dreamlight Valley. I'm like obsessed.
That needs its own episode.
That does need its own episode. Maybe another one where you're a guest because I don't know if Chanel's down to talk to me about that one for like an hour.
Yeah, I'll happily interview you on that.
Yeah, but I love those games. Like they're honestly, I will say that is like a refresher to my day, or that is something that just like I don't know. I can get kind of like lost in it, and I'm just. Like, I'm excited. I feel like a little kid kind of in a way because, like, I'm really excited to, like, do these quests. I'm excited to, like, unlock things. I feel like such a kid. But, like, that's true. You know, like, I get, like, I just get really excited about it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so cool. Like, and you've heard me. Like, I literally strategize with you sometimes with, like, these little games. Like, where I'm just like, okay, like, once I get here, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's become something where, yeah, I feel really refreshed out of it.
Priya will tell me, David, if you ever play this game, here's what you need to do. And I'll go, yes, babe, tell me.
Yeah. Thankfully, you're all ears whenever I decide to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for sure, I think, what I would say right now. My next question for you, what is one thing you view as overrated? You guys, David is such a grumpy little old man deep down inside.
This question was written for me.
I feel like this is such a good question because I'm like excited to get into it and have a laugh. I just feel like it's going to be funny. So what is one thing you view as overrated?
Okay, I think I have an answer. Okay. One thing I think is overrated, and I want to be very clear. I want to make a distinction. Food trucks as a concept, not in actuality. So I'm not saying that food trucks that serve really good food are overrated. I'm saying how impacted the streets have become with food trucks and with food stands. I think as a concept they're overrated. And here's what I mean. Pretty much any truck or any stand that has food on the street, you will see a long line. And you'll try them, and I've had this happen. I heard really good things about a taco stand. I waited in the line. I got it, and they were just tacos. They
Mm.
were fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think what happens is it's not necessarily that uh, particular food trucks are all that great. Some of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I take nothing away because there's some really good food trucks and really good food stands. I think what's going on is we're realizing food tastes better when you're hanging out with people and you're outside. I think what's really happening is we're discovering the joy
Of a
of
picnic?
of a picnic, yes, of eating with friends outdoors. I think that's really what's going on here.
That's so interesting.
So, as a concept and as a fad,
Mm-hmm.
I think food trucks and food stands are overrated. I think you could just as well enjoy that exact same meal at home and think, yeah, this is fine, or in a restaurant, think, yeah, it's fine. But when you're standing out in the cool of the night with really good friends, those tacos just hit different.
Mm.
So
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
so I think we just need to. I think we just need to get outdoors more and hang out with other human beings more.
That's funny.
Okay. Here's my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Any superpower? Okay, so like what do you think are all superpowers? It's like flight, super strength,
Super
right?
speed,
Super speed, invisibility.
the ability to read minds, um, the ability to move objects with your mind.
I would never want the ability to read minds.
Yeah, not unless you are comfortable with knowing what people really think about you.
Yeah, I feel like I would not want to know what is actually happening in people's minds.
Oh, the ability to talk with animals.
Oh,
You'd basically be
interesting.
Eliza Thornberry.
I wouldn't, I don't know.
You've said many times you wish you could communicate with Hida.
Yeah, but that's only because like sometimes he is so obstinate, I guess is the word I should
That's
use.
putting it very kindly.
Yeah, it is. I know that. Um, that I wish I could communicate with him to be like, dude, you would get everything you wanted if you just behaved. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just in that sense, I'm like, this would be such a great even exchange. Like, you would get everything you wanted if you just like did these things. I don't know. I think maybe flight or strength. One of those two.
Well, you can only pick one. You can't be greedy.
Okay, the pros of flight is I could literally just go anywhere. Right?
Correct.
There's not really like
Never deal with traffic
con
again.
there. It's just that's it.
The only con might be, the U.S. government tries to ground you and say you can't fly around.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But who cares what the government says, right, folks?
But like I feel like if I had strength, then like the government would like be after me.
Well, they wouldn't know, really, because they can't really see you being super strong inside your own house or wherever you go. Unless, are you going out and performing like
I don't
feats
know.
of strength?
I guess in my head I was picking up a building.
Well, look, I'm gonna lift up the state capital of California,
Yeah.
the Capitol building.
That is what I was thinking. I honestly think out of the two, I would still pick flight though.
It's a good choice. That's what I would pick.
Because I think like with strength, it would be really cool. Like there'd be things that I could lift up, but you're right. Like I can't just go around lifting buildings. I feel like that's all I would want to do if I had super
Why
strength.
buildings?
I don't know. Like, isn't that the thing? Like,
Why not like a car? How about something that doesn't have a foundation?
But David, like, if you're thinking of super strength, you can't tell me that you're not like in your mind. You're not thinking of like, oh, I'm gonna lift a building.
If I'm thinking of super strength, I'm thinking of being able to kick anyone's butt in a fight if I need to.
See, okay. I mean, I guess.
Throw them halfway across the city.
Oh my god.
No, they'll land in a nice patch of grass.
Oh.
Like that scene in Matilda where she throws the little girl by the pigtail and she just lands in the grass and picks flowers. I'll just be like that on a grander scale.
Okay. I guess.
Moving on.
I still think of like picking up buildings.
Well,
But see, like the thing that I was gonna say
you'd be a
is,
great mover.
yeah, I feel like the thing that I was gonna say was with super strength though, like you feel strong.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine like being like, oh, like my back hurts. I feel like my body would be like optimal. Do you know what I mean? So like I'd be great. So in that sense, like part of me really wants to pick strength.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part of me is like, no, I could just like travel if I fly. But then you're right, like I would be found.
Imagine you're just like stroking the back of my neck, you break it.
David, I'm not gonna like think about that.
It's alright. I mean, maybe you don't know your own strength yet.
That's so sad.
Just playing with my hair and just squish my head like a grape.
David. Oh my gosh. All right. Moving on. I'm gonna say that this is like our last question for each other. How can I help or support you this week?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're so sweet.
I know.
I mean, I want you to get better, first and foremost.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 1 month into this thing, I'm going nuts.
Honestly,
that's sweet that you would say that as if it's a support to you. I appreciate that.
it would be.
Because then
Because then you can do stuff again.
like I just want a normal meal. All right, fine.
No, I mean, honestly, you're great. Just keep doing what you're doing.
No, you have to answer this question.
I'm not gonna tell your podcast listeners, yeah, it'd be great if you could keep the house clean and make sure dinner's ready.
That's how I can help or support you this week.
I mean, like when work's done and stuff, and like things are just taken care of, I'm like, awesome. Like,
That's fair. That is fair.
this week, what's going on this week? I'm working. I think one way you can support me this week is my job goes through waves of busyness each month.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, the first three business days. Generally, the first 3 business days of each calendar month are busier for me. So this week it's going to be March 1st on Friday. So that's the start of kind of the busy part of my month. So I tend to internalize stress when I know work's going to pick up, even if nothing has happened yet. I start creating hypotheticals in my head and I stress myself out.
Yeah.
So just, when it's that time of month, so like on Friday, just, reminders like, hey, I hope you have a great day. It's going to be good. It's going to go smooth. Stuff like that goes a long way. I think that's one way I can feel supported this week. Okay. And also you joining me for my little cousin's birthday party on Saturday, because I know it means a lot to my family when you come with me to those parties. And I love having you with me because you're my wife, you're my family.
Sweet.
Okay, I got my last question for you. I feel bad that it's not as sentimental as that one.
That's okay.
Actually, I'll end with that, but I want to ask you the same question. How can I support you this week?
I think the best way that I can be supported is I know that I've been so sick of being sick. And so I think like I've just not been the most patient or not been the most, like, I don't think I'm mean or anything, but like it just in my head, like I feel very on edge just from like I'm stifling coughs every few minutes. I'm trying very hard to like recover, and I just feel like it's been like one thing after another. If it's not this and then it's that, and so it's felt like a challenging month. And so I think just support is like, I don't know, just coddle me a little bit. That's like all I ever want. Just for you to be nice to me.
There's a meme floating around the internet right now of it's like sad violin music over the image of a little hamster with like big watery eyes. That's basically you right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, please, I just want to be cared for. That's it.
I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what? Forget work. I'm just gonna stay home and coddle you.
Thank you. That is all I need.
Okay, so the question I want to end with for you is, if you had to do karaoke,
Mm.
I'm so sorry if I have offended anyone. What song would you pick to perform and why?
Hmm.
I mean, I think you sing, right? Or you have some experience singing.
I do have some experience as a singer.
You dabble.
I have dabbled here and there. Um, what would I want to sing?
I think the real question is, which Adele song would you want to sing?
I could never do her justice. I would never sing one of her songs. Um,
I mean, you wouldn't do her injustice. You're fantastic.
Thank you. That's very sweet. No, it's like a tone thing. I feel like in that sense, I'm like I could never like hit that same.
Okay, so any song then, doesn't have to be Adele.
I think honestly probably like Since You've Been Gone, Kelly Clarkson. I just feel like that would be like a karaoke banger.
It would be.
Do you know what I mean? Like
everybody would know the words.
Yeah, in my head when I think of like what karaoke song do you want to sing? Like I'm thinking what's a song that like I know people would be into and it would just be fun. And I think that or like a Paramore song.
Misery Business?
Yeah, like a song like Misery Business or something.
Or That's What You Get.
Yeah, I love that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah. I just feel like pretty much everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Or those songs in general.
They at least know the what.
Yeah. So I just feel like it'd be a good time.
Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah. How about you?
Anything by Tupac.
What?
Absolutely anything by Tupac.
You sure you want to do that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Anything from Hamilton.
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm
Such different vibes. Just
yeah.
now.
Yeah. Though Tupac, I am sure, did play some inspiration for Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, for sure.
As 90s hip hop was a big influence on his musical. But yeah, I'm a pretty theatrical person. I like to memorize things, so
That's true.
I can do Hamilton's rap.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's probably the only good performance I'd be able to put on.
That's not true. That's not true. I think that you could do a good job of other songs. But I would be worried if you chose a Tupac song. I'd be so stressed.
Yeah, no, I would not choose a Tupac song.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
If I did, I would be singing the clean version, so I just wouldn't be saying half the words.
It's just like a whole bunch of silence and then like a couple words here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe just like a theater song or some kind of Disney song where it's family friendly, everybody knows the words.
It can just be a fun time.
It can just be a fun time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of fun times, this one has come to an end.
Aww. This has been a fun time. This has been good. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode.
Oh, absolutely.
And for
I get Chanel's cut of the money this week, right?
Yeah. I feel like she won't disagree to that,
Yeah, that's fine. Chanel's probably best you find out this way anyway. You're fine.
Listening to this episode, we think that this is the best way to let you know.
But don't feel bad because this video was sponsored by no one. So I'm not getting
not there yet.
I'm not getting much. Although I am sipping a beverage right now. I will not advertise them for free, but the can is red and there is no sugar in it. You can put the pieces together. Enough said.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not a sponsor. Yet.
Wow.
But we're open to it.
If you ever want
and
to sponsor the show.
You know who you are. Wink, wink. Just write a letter and just address the envelope just to Priya. You don't even need to put an address. The U.S. Postal Service will know.
They know. We're tight like that? Mm-hmm. That's impressive. I didn't know I had that great a relationship with them.
You just gotta believe.
All right. Well, thank you to that mysterious sponsor. Once again, thank you.
Future sponsor. Yeah. You're very welcome. My pleasure.
But I hope that everyone has a great rest of their week. And I hope that Chanel and I get to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys very soon. And maybe even do like another just general husbands podcast.
Your turn, Sean.
Yeah, throw the ball in your court this time. But thank you guys again, like I said, so much. I hope you have a wonderful week. We will see you soon. Love you.
Peace out.
Bye.